So you also wrote, I think, is it the only book on how to start a laundromat on Amazon?
There's other
Okay.
books out there, but I think mine, I heard a lot of people say mine goes more in the detail than I talk about my experience, while other people don't talk about like the negativity they went through. Because I talk about a lot of the downfalls I went through opening a laundromat in that book.
Yeah, can you share with us, like, what is your book about? Like, what was the process of writing that? Because writing a book is a lot of work. Seriously. Like, I was writing my book before I was like, I'm not going to do this for a couple of years because it's just too much work. So, but, I saw reviews of your book. Yeah, just like you said, people were like just raving about it because of how in depth it was. Yeah. So can you tell us, what is the book title so people can Google and buy it as well?
No, actually, yeah, it's actually
Oh,
Secrets
sweet.
Revealed to Opening Laundromats. I don't know if
Awesome.
you see it, but it goes over the experience. You wanted me to explain how I wrote it and stuff, or
Yeah, I think both. Just like, was it like writing it? Because that's a feat in
it
itself,
took,
And
yeah, it took a long time to write it. I think it took me 3 months because I had it on the back burners for a while. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I got the experience. If I could put it in the book, and kind of get it out there so other people can learn, maybe I can make a few bucks off of it.
Mhm.
So it took a lot of time just to sit down and write. And then it's all like, it took 3 months to write it because I kept on going over. I'm like, no, 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 let me rewrite it this way. And had a couple editors go over. And I know it's my first book. I know there's mistakes in it, but it's a good book. I guess the biggest person that actually got me motivated to finish the book is Dan Locke, which I found off YouTube. And he's like a motivation speaker almost. So he just kind of talks about books and book writing, stuff like that, and how to put your experience out there. So it took a while. I got it out, and it talks about the downfalls and then the pluses of how I got the laundromat business.
That's great. Yeah, and can you share with us like what the book covers so we can kind of see what the book is about as well?
Yeah. I broke it into different chapters. So instead of just kind of doing the run-ons, I broke it into different chapters. So like the first two chapters, first three chapters was about my laundromat business. So my first laundromat in Chicago Heights, the second one in Wilmington. Chicago Heights went in more detail because it was a startup. The store was actually closed, while the Wilmington was actually up and running, and how I took that one over. So pretty much after I took over the store for free, how I was freaking out because no one would give me the equipment loan or anything like that to get the business up and running. So I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, I spent so much money into repairing the walls and getting rid of the black mold and the flooring and the plumbing and stuff. And I'm like, no one will give me a loan. So I explained like how I made it through the struggles of that and and the issues I went with, like the code inspectors, because that was a big issue too, and the business license and getting the store up and running. And then after I explained my experiences in the book, then I started going into reason why the businesses will fail, the cost of getting into laundromat business, because each laundromat is going to cost different. So there's really no exact number on one certain type of laundromat. Talk about the demographics, how to search for laundromats, the different meanings from like a vanilla laundromat to a store that already has machines in it. Different type of questions that you can ask owners and landlords, how to actually break apart to find out what a laundromat's actually worth. Because I know a lot of people will search on the internet and they'll type in like laundromats for sale, and you see them for like $100,000. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So mine, you're looking for things that are at least 10,000 or less, and then how to actually negotiate them even cheaper than that. Because like the Wilmington store, which is in my book, guy was asking for 10 grand. So I'm like, I didn't have $10,000 laying around. So originally I was trying to get the place for free, and he was going to give it to me for free, but he wanted to take all the machines out. I'm like, no, this is not going to work. I'm like, it's a small town. I'm like, I need some machines in here. So we eventually came to an agreement of $2,500. And then I had him actually break it up because I didn't have $2,500 on me either. So he broke it up into a 3-month payment plan. So I'm like, I can afford this, Yeah. So, and then pretty much the laundromat paid itself for those payment plans.
Well, already, like after 3 months?
Yeah, after 3 months. So each month, I took the money made from the laundromat and I paid the guy, and it
Wow.
paid for rent and the utilities too. So it's like, I guess I kind of got into the laundromat with no money at all. So
Wow.
even though I paid $2,500 for it.
Okay. I think the listeners or watchers on YouTube, I think they're just gonna rush and buy your book now because just that alone, that is amazing. Wow. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Continue. Yeah. I just interrupted.
No, 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 you're good. And then like in the back of the book, I got examples of the letter intent. Letter intent is what you actually give to the landlord. That's the negotiation of, hey, I want you to replace the HVAC, so the heating and air conditioning unit, on electrical. So I had for the Wilmington, he moved my electrical box out of the bathroom so I can open up the bathroom. That was $8,000 right there. New air conditioning, which I didn't have to pay for. There's $25,000, I think it was. That didn't have to come out of my pocket. So the landlord paid for that. And then what else was it for the Wilmington? It was I had 3 months free rent, and then 3 months half rent. So that actually kind of helped me pay for the laundromat, so it didn't have to come out of my pocket. So a lot of this, you can get into the laundromat for very little to nothing, as long as you know how to negotiate and work out a really good deal.
Wow, you're like a laundromat genius. Like so many things that just like one sentence in the book, I can totally see it, just paying for itself. Wow, that is pretty incredible. I guess my next question is, I've been to Chicago, well, I know you're not it's a suburbs of Chicago, right?
Yeah, I'm south of Chicago, so I'm like about 35, 40 minutes south of Chicago.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I was in Chicago for a friend's wedding. I was like, wow, this place is like, I think it was like Peoria or something.
Okay.
But like, Chicago is so huge, but I do definitely see that. I feel like the location matters for me instinctively, but is that true? Like, does it matter where you're located?
I teach location.
Okay.
But it all depends, because the Chicago Heights one, it was along a main road, so it was busy. A lot of it comes down to your competitions, where your competitors are located at. And Wilmington's a small little town, so it's nowhere near Chicago, which is a population of 4,000 people.
Wow.
So, and there's 3 laundromats in that town. And when I first took it over, it was making very little money. Now it's nice to see like the increase each month. So you can open a laundromat anywhere, and usually you want to stay above 3,000 to 4,000 people in a town, because the more renters you have, because your laundromats are focused on low income people that can't afford washer and dryers. So a lot of renters is what makes laundromats successful. So you want to make sure that if you buy a laundromat, it's near complexes, renter complexes, townhomes, even in a farming community. If you got a lot of farmers, they'll wash their horse blankets.
What? Wow.
So
okay, I did not know horse blanket existed today. That's fascinating. Wow. So would you say that just kind of lost my train of thought because horse blanket just like completely threw me off. So okay, so I got it. So for my business, I do a lot of advertising, right? So for your business, do you do any form of advertising for your laundromat?
I have done advertising, but I noticed for both of my laundromats, I noticed word of mouth was my biggest advertising, because I would pay for the newspaper. I bought created flyers and handed those out because that was the cheapest way, was flyers. Passed out business cards. I did a lot of Facebook marketing, Yelp marketing, Google marketing, and a lot of my people that came in was word of mouth, which I was shocked. I'm all like, well, you would figure you want to pay all these people to kind of get you out there, but the people that's going to come in your laundromat are the ones that want washer and dryers, and they used to be in your laundromat until they left because it was ran down. It was old. It was dingy. They're losing money in the machine. So you take it over and you start fixing it up. Word of mouth gets out there, and they're like, "Hey, a new owner came in. They remodeled it. They got new machines," and then they start coming in to check it out. I mean, it's a slow, gradual turnaround rate for word of mouth, but out of both the laundromats, word of mouth has been the biggest marketing that I've seen work.
That's great. So interesting to know that, even because I think, well, for me, I guess I don't tell people, oh, you should check out this laundromat, but it makes sense, if they're renters, hey, where do you do your laundry? That makes sense. They get everybody there, and then, they're ready. So
it's kind of nice to have like those, what do you call those dancers, those air dancers that you see like in front of car dealerships and stuff. Just
Oh,
kind
you
of
guys do
floating out there.
that?
So I bought one of those, and it was well worth it. It was, I think I paid $1,000. The most expensive part was the blower, and then the little dancer guy's like $100. So I stick it up on the roof, so at least when they're driving by, it catches your eye, and you're kind of like, your eyes are kind of drawn to the laundromat. You're like, oh, hey, you know, there's a brand new sign on the front of the building.
Yeah.
Maybe someone took it over.
That's genius marketing. I love that. I always wondered how much if they work, right? Because I think car dealership, they're just like very aggressive, you know, type of people who want to push. But glad to know it works for laundromats too. Wow, so many gems just throughout this. I love that. So, what would you say was like the biggest change in your life? Like 4 years ago, you know, before you started any of this, till like now today. What do you feel like are the biggest changes in your life?
Knowledge is one of the biggest things. I'm always learning something new. Especially if someone comes with a question, if I don't know it, I'm gonna go out and look and find that answer and then come back to them. So it's always a learning experience. It's different laundromats or different environments. Hopefully one day I'll be able to quit my laundromat. I mean, not my laundromat, my my power plant. That'd be a big plus. But yeah, it's owning a business is never an ending to education. You're always learning something new. New laws coming out, ordinances coming out. So you're always learning something new, different strategies that drive more customers your way. Like I just learned nursing homes. They use laundromats, and I didn't even know that for the wash and fold. So it's a big income to some laundromats as long as you can focus on creating some flyers and going and negotiating with some businesses to come to your laundromat for the wash and fold, where they just drop off their clothes and you wash, dry, and fold it for them for $1 a pound or $1.25 a pound. So it's supplemental income that's always coming in.
Yeah, that's so smart. I think I messaged somebody about a fluff and fold before, and he was just basically saying, hey, you know, how much per pound or something with your laundry? So he was going to automate it. I was like, wow, this guy's smarter than I am in business. You know, he's got everything ready. So yeah, I love that. That's perfect. So what do your haters say? Well, I don't want to say haters, but like, what do your naysayers say now, you know, now that you're successul? Like, do they,
a few of them actually wanted to go in as a partnership.
Oh my god, that is the best.
Yeah, it was for my second laundromat after I got this one up and running, and I went through so many struggles and money issues and stuff, but I found a way to buy my second laundromat, and I bought that one with the money made from the first laundromat.
Wow.
So, well, for pretty much for the repairs and stuff. So I got the laundromat for free by negotiating with the first owner and breaking in the payments, but as in fixing up for the paint and the flooring and the buying other machines, the first laundromat pretty much helped pay for all that. But a lot of them, yeah, they wanted to go in as a partnership. And it's funny because I was told partnership, and especially in the laundromat business, doesn't always work out because you're handling a lot of cash. And it comes to trust. Do you trust this other person to pull the cash out of the changer and depositing in the bank, or are they going to like skim $20-$30? And it's like really hard. It's hard to tell how much more you're making if you got another person handling your money.
That's true. Yeah. But wow, that's the ultimate, like, hey, I made it, you know, when people want to be your business partners from people who maybe used to be critical. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
So
it was funny because when I first got into it, I was looking for a business partner. I'm like, hey, you know, I found this really good location. I might be able to get it for free. I'm like, would you be interested in becoming a business partner? And they're like, oh, I want to see a business plan. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, the store's closed. I'm like, I never created a business plan before. So then I created a business plan. They're like, what guarantee do you have? And I'm like, it's a business. It's a startup business. And that's a chance you're taking when you start up a business. There's no guarantee that it's going to make it. The only person that can guarantee that it's going to make it is you, the business owner. If you give up, then yes, the business will fail. But if you keep on striving for success, you're going to make it. So
yeah, that's perfect advice. So how would you say like your quality of life changed, like, you know, maybe with your family or just with like your day-to-day schedule since you became a business owner?
More vacations.
That's great.
So I mean, we got a little bit more flexibility. I just find somebody to clean the laundromat like when I take a vacation. And it's not bad. I'll pay someone $10 to go through and clean the laundromat for half an hour. So it's not that hard. The way of life is, I enjoy it. My kids always want to come with me. So and it's I guess they earn their take. They'll start sweeping and mopping, and I'll be like, I'll put on my shoes to get ready to leave. And they're like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Laundromat." I want to go with you. So it's I don't know. It's like an adventure for them, and I enjoy it. It's something different. I enjoy going to other laundromats, checking out other laundromats, seeing what they charge, what it looks like. And you never know, I might run across another laundromat that I want to take over.
That's awesome. I just love hearing stories about, kind of business families, like taking their kids with them and then being able to, travel and have fun. That's great. So what advice would you give to be people who are like, they want to start the laundry business, or maybe like, what advice would you give to yourself like 4 years ago when you're just starting
out? Not to listen to anybody and keep striving for success. The biggest part is it will take money. So you can't look at a laundromat as getting in there for absolutely free, because it takes money to make money. And that's what I tell people. A lot of people are like, oh, well, don't use your own money. That's when you use your credit cards and bank loans. And that's what kind of gets you in trouble right there. Because then it's like, now you got these bank loans and credit cards that you have to pay, or it's going to ruin your credit. But it is possible. It is going to take some money. So as long as you have money, you don't have to have money up front. A paint a can is what, $10 for a can of paint. Flooring stuff, all that stuff can come down the road after you get into the business. So just thinking, sorry.
No worries.
You might spend a couple $100 first taking over the laundromat. And that's just throwing paint up and deeply cleaning it. And obviously as you start going, you take the money from the business and you're going to dump it back into it. So I guess advice for others is keep on education. The more you know, the better off you're going to do. So there's YouTubes, there's internet, there's people that will coach you on how to get into the business. Spend your money wisely on stuff. Don't go out and get top of line equipment, which is going to cost you more money. Just get the basic machines. And that's what I kind of learned too, was for my first laundromat, I got like quantum gold. So it was like all these different buttons, so you could change the different prices, and they could change how they want their clothes washed. But then they start complaining. Your customers are like, "Hey, how do you work this? Your machine's not working right. Why is it more for a heavy wash than it is a light wash?" So they just want to be able to stick their clothes in there, push a button, and walk away. So and that's where I learned. With my next laundromat, just stick with the basic machines. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. Definitely go for the energy efficient, because you're going to save a lot of money. But education, learn as much as you can.
That's great. Perfect. So I think by now everyone's like, oh my God, how can we work with you? How can we get, your book? Can you tell us what's the best way to get in touch with you?
The best way is actually go to my website, Nichols.
I'm going to throw the link down.
NicholsVR.com, and I'll bring you to my website. A lot of my stuff is on the website. So I do phone coaching, which is on the bottom of the web page, on every single page. You can actually click on it and set up a schedule to talk with me. I also have some of my books and other products on the website, so that I try to keep everything on there. And eventually I'm going to be creating a training course, which I'm actually calling the Warrior Training Course for the laundromat. And that'll be going up probably next month or 2 months from now, to actually teach people how to get into it. But yeah, it's mostly, my website is linked to the YouTube. So if you go to my website, there's the V blog will bring you to the YouTube sites, which will be posted below. For YouTube, it's just youtube.com/NicholsVR. And then my book is actually on my website, or you can go to Amazon or Kindle and buy it from there, if you want more of a trusted site to go to.
Perfect. So is there anything else you would like our audience to know?
I can't think of anything. If you have any questions, definitely contact me. I don't mind helping people out, especially getting into the business. I love it. And I guess the biggest part I enjoy out of the laundromat is actually teaching others how to get into it. I actually enjoy doing more YouTube videos showing other laundromats than I actually do running my own business, because it's I guess I get to hear from them, their comments. I get to show what other people actually don't see, like what actually goes on behind the scenes of a laundromat, and on a daily basis they can see what they could possibly go through. So kind of like you got homeless people doing stuff in your trash cans and some weird stuff going on. So it's not always negative. It's a lot of people get the wrong concept of a laundromat being dark, dingy, scary, and a bad location where they're afraid to take over and run it, which not all of them are like that.
Yeah, and I think I really enjoy YouTube videos. I think there are some scary videos out there on your channel, but it's just fascinating, just to see day in and day out, how you scout it out, how you bring your family in, and how you just like run your day to day. So a lot of knowledge. I actually learned so much from this interview. Thank you so much for being on here. And again, check out. Yeah, you're welcome. Check out his website down below. It's going to be posted on the show notes. Thank you so much, Victor, for being on the show. I really appreciate all your wisdom and your advice. And please contact him below if you have any questions. And he's available for coaching as well.
Thank you. You have a good one.
Yeah, thank you. You too.